I had some people reach out and ask, will you do a video on the Texas redistricting and give us your perspective on that? Sure. I have no problem doing that. I think the Democrats are playing dirty games the way that they always do, because this idea that, oh, Republicans are redistricting and that is something that is unconstitutional, as you're about to see one of these Democrats from Illinois say. Now, the irony of that, and I'm going to show you a clip, is that the Democrats have been the kings of redistricting. They have gerrymandered so many different states where they have control that the fact that they're doing this just belies that these people don't have any principles. They don't have any morals. Everything is a game of power. And they will happily do something. They will happily take advantage of a situation. And then if Republicans do the same thing, and even if they do it in a way that is more honorable, with more integrity, they'll still whine and bitch and complain. And we're going to take a look at that today. Democrats are not to be trusted. You know, when they say that both parties lie, there is an element of truth to that, but it's not symmetrical. It's not equal. Democrats, everything about them is a lie. Everything. Whereas Republicans, they lie a lot, but not nearly as much. It's not even close. In fact, trying to compare them, oh, both parties are, no. The Democrats are a party of some of the most disgusting, degenerate, low IQ, bottom-feeding, godless pieces of trash I've ever seen. And look at the type of people that are attracted to the Democrat Party. You've got Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Ilhan Omar, the woman who married her own brother. Like, you look at the Democrat Party and you look at who they attract. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people in the Republican Party that I don't like. In fact, there are a lot of people in the Republican Party that I don't like. But again, my dislike of them is not, it's not symmetrical. I look at Ilhan Omar and I go, yeah, she's worse than Mitt Romney, even though I don't like Mitt Romney. I don't like Lindsey Graham, but Jasmine Crockett is worse. I'm able to put these things in perspective and don't do the, well, you know, both sides, guys. Guys, both sides. Guys, both sides lie. Every politician lies. Yes, every politician may lie, but to what degree do they lie? To what degree do they lie? And if your entire platform is based on lies and misrepresentations, as the Democrats are, I think it's important to mention that in this battle of redistricting, Texas is doing something that is definitely going to help the Republicans. It's definitely going to help the party in power. But to pretend that Democrats don't do this is one of the most asinine things, and it relies on your total and complete ignorance of this particular situation.
Republican Speaker of the Texas House of Representatives, Dustin Burrows. Representative, very good to have you with us. Thanks for joining us today. I want to play this from J.B. Pritzker and get your response to this. Let's watch.
This is unconstitutional. This is about standing up for people's voting rights and standing up for black and brown people who are going to be iced out by what Donald Trump and Greg Abbott are trying to do.
So what's your reaction to that? Is this an attempt to carve?
Before we get to that, I mean, first of all, that's one of the reasons why the Democrats are losing. They are obsessed with race politics, and it is a losing hand because Democrats are some of the most racist people on the planet. You know, are we going to mention the fact that the Democrats founded the KKK? Are we going to mention that? But let's take a jump over here and let's listen to that same guy and what he did with Illinois.
The controversy has shined a spotlight on Illinois' congressional map. As a candidate, Governor Pritzker vowed to veto redistricting drawn by legislators or their staffs, but he went on to approve a map that gave his party a 14-3 advantage in the congressional delegation.
The fact that Governor Pritzker is inserting himself in what's going on in Texas is the height of hypocrisy. He broke his promise to Illinois voters, not once but twice, in signing the most gerrymandered map in the nation.
Huh. Huh, almost like a grandstanding Democrat going out there making this grandiose statement about how Republicans are a threat to democracy. And in the end, the real terrorists, the real enemy of the United States, the real enemy of the people, the real enemy of our civilization is always the Democrats. Race politics, gender politics, all these things that are anti-science, anti-common sense, anti-religion. I mean, all of the stuff that the Democrats embody is, it's just purely fucking evil. No, you should definitely be able to murder your child in your womb. No, you definitely shouldn't be able to prosecute criminals for stealing, looting, committing violent crime. We should definitely release them. And by the way, if you defend yourself, then you should be punished. Oh, and we should take away your right to keep and bear arms. And that free speech thing, well, only if you agree with us. Yeah, the Democrats are the worst. It's not even comparable.
Out black and brown voters from these districts?
Absolutely not. Uncategorically, no. That is not what this is about. The Constitution of the state of Texas, which I care by and I swore an oath to.
Even by giving in to that framework, I think that's a mistake. No, he should have gone in on him. And I don't think that Republicans should be showing any decorum to these Democrats at all. I think they should just be honest. I think they should be honest about who and what they're dealing with. A bunch of people that have no morals, have no values, have no principles. And it's true time and time again. When Democrats are exposed for being liars, they just, basically shrug their shoulders. They don't care. They're some of the most corrupt people in the world. I mean, are we going to be honest about that or not? Are we going to play games that it's an equal playing field between Republicans and Democrats? No, of course it's not. And look at the type of subhuman filth that's attracted to the left and the commentary space. Look at people like Hassan Piker. Look at the cocksucker Destiny, Vosh, David Pakman. I mean, look at these weak, pathetic, mentally inferior losers. These people with terrible arguments. It's all based around how much can I, stack the deck against you by calling you and labeling you all these things. That's all they do. Or what's his name? The lesbian softball coach, Secular Talk, Kyle Kulinski. I mean, these people are all weak-armed, low testosterone freaks.
Says the governor shall determine what's on the call and members of the legislature shall report to duty. We have very important things on the call, including taking care of flood victims, flood relief, property taxes, and yes, redistricting. Our Democrat colleagues should be there and should make quorum so we can debate these issues on the floor.
So what do you think of Senator Cornyn's idea to, get the FBI involved in this and the suggestion that they could be charged, these individuals? Governor Abbott said this yesterday morning when I was on. He believes they could be charged for bribery. Are you going to be looking at criminal charges for these people or FBI investigations? Is that what you want?
Well, so here's what I know. I know that John Cornyn has reached out to the FBI. I know the governor has reached out to the Texas Ranger on the criminal elements. I've been working with the Texas Department of Public Safety, fantastic organization for civil arrest warrants. So if we find anybody in the state that is intentionally trying to thwart the will of the legislature, we will bring them here to the Capitol and we'll have these issues debated on the House floor. They're supposed to be debated in Texas, in Austin, on the House floor, not in Illinois and not through some sort of other media outlets.
So, but if they're outside of Texas, you can't arrest them for any of these things. Is that correct?
The Texas Department of Public Safety will not have police powers outside, but I know Governor Abbott, I know our senator, other ones are looking at other different things and other mechanisms.
So are there grounds for bribery? The suggestion by Governor Abbott is that they accepted funds in order to leave the state and to avoid their duty as lawmakers. Is there evidence that they have accepted outside money and that would constitute a bribe?
Look, I have not looked into this. We have been focused on making quorum. We're working with DPS, signing civil arrest warrants. I want to convene the legislature on Friday. We have 18 items on the special session call.
that means no. No, they're not actually going to be arrested. They're not actually considering it. That it's a tactic in order to get them back and try to intimidate them into returning. That's what that means. Simply put, yeah, they don't have the stomach. They don't have the will to do that. Republicans, well, they're soft. They're weak. They don't have the spine to go through with what the Democrats have the spine and willing to do. The Democrats tried to throw Trump in jail for some of the most trumped up charges, no pun intended, that we've ever seen. They tried to bankrupt him on some of the most ridiculous charges that we've ever seen. Mar-a-Lago is $18 million. If Mar-a-Lago were only worth $18 million, I'd offer to buy it. Like, what are we doing here? 18 million? Are you fucking kidding me? But that's the dirty game the Democrats play. And they're allowed to get away with it because Republicans are soft and they don't hold them accountable. And they should. And ironically, if they went more conservative, more hardcore, they get more support. That's really what people want. People want justice. They want to feel secure in their system. Democrats have done a very effective job of tearing down pride in this country by demonstrating that there is no justice if you hire these leftist prosecutors, these leftist DAs. You get Soros money in there, and you get these people that don't give a shit about anyone or anything. Like, look at Gavin Newsom. San Francisco is a shithole. Do they do anything about it? No. Unless, the great leader of China is coming in. Then, yeah, we're going to clean up the city. But these Democrats, they make everything worse. Everywhere they show up, things get worse. And it's just objectively, observably true. No matter where you look. Like, for example, in Texas. Texas is great. I love Dallas. I love Houston. Yeah, Houston, maybe not so much, but look at Austin. Austin, Texas, I mean, it's a fucking shithole. Look at how blue it is. It's ridiculous.
Property tax relief, flood relief for our flood victims, unprecedented, and redistricting. Our goal is to make quorum using all tools available so that we can debate these and pass these and do what all Texans, and in fact, I think the rest of the country is depending upon us to do.
Do you believe that these 5 seats will be carved out eventually? And what kind of time frame are you looking at? Do you believe that you will succeed in getting adding 5 seats that could potentially lean GOP? Of course, you never know what's going to actually happen with votes before this is done.
I am confident we will take up the redistricting bill. I am confident it will pass, and I am confident it will do so in a timely fashion. I hope it is this week. If it's not this week, it'll be next. We are here. We will remain here. We are really close to making a quorum. We will take care of the call on the special session for all Texans.
All right, Dustin Burrows, thank you very much. Obviously, the whole country is watching this. There are a lot of states out there on both sides that have been gerrymandered. Some of these districts are comical when you look at the way they're carved up. So we'll see where this goes. Thank you very much, Mr. Burrows. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey.
Well, yeah, I think it's pretty clear the Democrats are playing dirty games once again. It's what they do. It's par for the course. And if you think that I'm being too harsh on Democrats, it's because you don't know Democrats. You have not really seen or experienced them the way that I have. I've lived near them. I've seen what happens when you get a group of these people together. And where I used to live, I got to hear these people when they thought that they were among friends, like-minded people, especially in college, but more so in like a business environment even. These people will reveal who and what they are. And it's why I have such a disdain for them. Some of you may not know this, but for a very short period of time, many, many, many moons ago, I went to art college. Yeah, I didn't try to become an Austrian painter. But no, I went to art college for, a very short period of time. And all of these so-called hive-minded people, they're all mentally ill. They all have like different grievances. Even back then, even back then, it was bad. And they would talk about things, and it just, like, for example, the way they talked about black people behind the scenes when they thought that no one was listening and they were amongst friends, like these little, groups of, liberal enclaves. It would shock you. It would genuinely shock you. It would. You may think that it wouldn't, but it would. The way that they talk about black people. Now, I'm not saying that they just use the N word excessively, but the way that they talk about black people needing their help, like the way that they talk about black people is the way that you would talk about like a retarded puppy at a shelter that couldn't do anything on its own. And I do think that it would be a surprise to a lot of you to find out that these people, they really genuinely do behind the scenes have these views about other races that they're inferior. If you want to know where the white supremacist movement went, it's the left. And I don't know if it's now that they feel guilty about that, or, they just want to metastasize it in a different way, but, their default program in their brain is that white people are just superior. And that's why they have to tear white people down, because in their mind, white people are so much more superior than other races. You have to make black people seem, just so much better, because in their mind, white people are so much better. So you have to make them seem even better than that. That's the software their brain is running on. And do not doubt me on this. I've seen it firsthand. And now you have seen it firsthand, because if you go back and look at wokeness and identity politics, it makes a little more sense why they do what they do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching. This redistricting battle is interesting. We'll see what happens. But yeah, throw these Democrats in jail for bribery. Throw them in jail for anything. I mean, these people are ones that are destroying this country, and they're glad to do it. These people are some of the most corrupt and vile human beings on the planet. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. See you next time.